Hello everybody, welcome to Nancy Can't Make a Video Day. I am the Disorderly Stitcher. It is Saturday, March 30th, and this is about the 6th time I've done this. I just tried to do it on my iPad, and apparently you have a limit for the length on the iPad, so I gotta figure this out. But anyway, so I'm back on the laptop. I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do not have my editing software anymore because when I got scammed and they cleaned it, something happened with the editing software, so I need to figure this out. And I am not a read the direction type person. I need somebody to teach me. So I gotta work on this. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. For those of you that will be celebrating Easter, I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family if you are able to spend time with family. I hope you are having some sunshine. We were having a beautiful sunny morning and now it's overcast. Next weekend I will be in Pittsburgh for the Steel City Stitchers Retreat, and I'm a little upset with Mother Nature because the weather's supposed to be really crappy next week. And the crappy isn't supposed to stop until I'm ready to go to Pittsburgh. So, yeah. That's what I drove through last year. I'm not in the mood again. I do apologize for that noise because that's my husband mowing the lawn. It's, first day we're going to mow it for the season and got to do it before it rains. So, if you are new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, quilting, whatever I find myself getting into. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. If you have not done so already, I would appreciate it if you subscribed, like the video, and click on the bell so that you know when I have uploaded something. And yeah, so let's get into it. I hope I remember everything, but with that being said, I have not done a lot of stitching because I don't know why. It's just that way, So here's I do not have the book of days because I spilled something on it, so I switched to the cross stitch planner by Lori from My Crazy Life. I honestly kind of like it a little bit better because I don't have to go out and pay to have it spiraled. But here's March. I don't have it all written in yet, but I know what I need to write for this week down at the bottom. Got all my pretty spring flowers. My daffodils outside have about had it. So, there you go. So, what have I been working on? Well, I worked on Lady of the Flag. Where'd she go? I do apologize. Like I said, I had this all done and then I had to start over. So this is Lady of the Flag. It's a memorabilia. It's out of print, and it will cost you a pretty penny if you find it. This was graciously loaned to me by a viewer, and she's being very patient, and I appreciate that. I am doing a conversion on the dress. I am not doing the gold dress. I am doing blue. I am working on this on my scroll frame with my K's Creation stand. And I have not done the Krynic or the beading, which is why there's a lot of blank spaces. But what I've done since the last time you saw it was pretty much this piece right here. Maybe a little bit up there. But I'm doing it in color chunks. This chart is very saturated and very broken up into color chunks. So I've made a working copy and I highlight as I go. So yes, and my needle's over here in the margin. I know I'll work on it, so I'm not too worried about it. Plus I think it'll stay there better than it will on the needle minder, and I don't want the cat getting into it. And I don't want to step on it. The next thing I worked on is Indigo Lane. This is from Brenda Gervais. And I saw this, the first time I saw this, it was on Annie the Proper Stitcher, and I fell in love with it. And it's weird because it's blue, and red's my favorite color. But anyway, Jane from the Boss Stitchers had expressed an interest in doing it, and I said, well, let's do it. So we decided to start it last November, and I don't know how far Jane is, knowing how prolific she is. She's probably way ahead of me. But I decided to, instead of using the called for threads, which are DMC, Weeks, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks, I decided to pull my color and cotton. Now these colors are the same pretty much as what is called for, but I wanted to use my color and cotton. Now if you have color and cotton and you want to know what I'm doing, what I substituted where, if I can, I will put it in the description box. I'm still playing with this laptop because my editing software disappeared after I got it cleaned. Did I say that? I don't know what I've said. Like I said, this is video number 5. I am doing this on, I believe it's 36. It could be 40. I don't know what it is. Linen. I have not ironed it because I don't want to iron between videos because I don't want the holes to shrink. But here we go. Sorry. I think the last time I showed you this, I had most of the house done. I started working here and I went that way. But I finished this and this motif, and then I started working on whatever this grass is. I don't know if it's grass or what. I guess it's grass because that would be leading up to the front door. And I also started working on the fence, which you can't really see because the light's terrible. So I did do my own chart change, right? Poetic license. So the first page of the chart is like over to here, okay? Which is why there's only part of the leaves there. But I was going back and forth, one stitch at a time because I want the variegation. So I was going da 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 da, and not thinking. I thought this was the end of the grass, so I made this end the same as this end. And when I discovered it, I am not pulling this all out because it would mean pull out every single row, and it's not going to happen. So, yeah. So that's my Brenda Gervais, Indigo Lane. I love it. If I find out what I'm doing this on, I will let you know. I thought I had a project card in here. I obviously don't. So there you go. Now, before the Stitch police jump on me about not writing things down, I don't label my quilts either. My quilts are not going to end up in a museum. My kids are going to inherit my quilts, and they're not going to care when I made it. All they're going to care about is it's mom's. Mom made it, and I love it, and they're going to wrap themselves up in them and do whatever they do. So, yeah. All right. So, those are the 2 projects, stitch projects that I have to show you. The third one is Sarah's Brownstone by Scarlet House. I have no idea where it went. It's in a bag. It's in the living room, and I can't find it. So when I find it, I will let you know. That's why I'm disorderly. The other thing I worked on yesterday, we have Easter Friday, Good Friday, and Easter Monday off. And I finally got this quilt top together. Now, this is a quilt. The title of the quilt is Carolina Chain by Bonnie Hunter at quiltville.com. And she's very much a scrappy quilter. She uses everything and anything she can out of a piece of fabric. She will also use pieces of shirts, men's cotton shirts. And I love scrappy quilts because to me they have more character. You know, some of these fabrics are in other quilts I've made for my kids. I'm not saying I don't do matchy-matchy. I do. But scrap quilts are, to me, are really fun. It also gives me a chance to take fabric out of my stash, big chunks, and make a scrappy back. Because why not? Who cares? Right? Again, my quilts are not going to end up in the National Quilt Museum in Omaha, Nebraska, or wherever it is. So, here we go. And I'm going to show you pieces. Again, if I can get a picture, I will, but I don't know because I can't edit anymore. So, there we go. You can see lots of different prints. You can see lots of different pieces. These penguins are in a quilt that I made for my oldest daughter. This fabric right here, it's got little bears on it. That was a baby quilt I made a friend of mine. These cardinals were a Christmas quilt I made. So yeah, if there's bears, that was probably for my grandson because I call him Eddie Bear. So yeah. So this one's going to be headed to my friend Donna, who is a long arm quilter, and I don't have her do anything fancy on those. I just have her meander because all I want is to have it held together. I do have some quilts planned that are more matchy-matchy, and I will show them to you as I go. And yeah. So what else is new? Plans. Man, I am just running through this. Why am I going so fast? I don't know. Anyway, this is obviously going to be a quick one. Plans. Let's do haul first. I do have market haul, but most of my market haul was ordered from the Crafty U, EWE, in Ohio. And they are the pop-up shop at the Steel City Stitch Retreat, which is next weekend. So I said, just bring it to the retreat. I'll get it there. Save me a little money on shipping. Well, of course, after I placed that order, Plum Street posted what they were going to release at market. So I ordered this, and honestly, I can't remember from where. It might have been from Carla at Cobweb Corner. I love Carla. She's a hoot. But I don't remember. So whoever I bought these from, I apologize, and we're moving on. I bought the Proverb 31 sampler. I do apologize for the glare. I have not taken it out of the bag. I purchased Nelson because I did Blueskin and they got to be together in the paddock, right? And I also purchased Flag Thief. Now, this is probably because I'm a history teacher and you know the deal. But it also has one big ass red house. Sorry, but it does. So, yeah. I mean, it's got the flag, it's got quilt blocks, it's got a bald eagle. I love the fox and the rabbit and all that. So, yes, this will be on my list. This house is done in Weeks Dye Works Red Rocks or 3777 DMC. I will probably do the Weeks Dye Works because of the variegation. The greens for the grass, what are they? That's the moon. Hourglasses and slashes. Cost at Colorworks pine needles and pea pod. So I may end up using the variegated for those, but I don't know. It depends. The roof, look at that crazy roof. Yeah, that in itself is going to be a bear and a half. So y'all can come visit me in my little rubber room when I work on that one. Yeah. Sorry, I'm crinkling. I know the crinkle police are not going to be happy. All right. I'm looking around to make sure I have shown everything I need to show before I talk about plans and stuff. So first of all, let's talk about my sals. Shores of Hawker and Hollow. Like I said, I've done this 3 times and I have no idea what I've talked about. But it's in the portfolio that I just made. And it's my leap year sal. If I said this all already, I do apologize, but my brain is so fried after doing this 5 times. So I have divided this into, I'm going to divide each square into 4 parts. That middle square is going to be divided into 8 parts, and each month I do 1/4 of a square. And it's going to take me 4 years. Leap year, from February 29th, 2024 to February 29th of 2028. That's the plan. If once I'm retired, if I pull this out and I want to work on it, I'm going to work on it. You know? So, that's the plan. If you are interested in joining us, please do. Don't worry about it that we've already started. Just jump on board. There are no stitch police here. Some people are only doing some of the blocks. I know Laura from Stitching by the Shore, Stitching by the Shore, is only doing a few of the blocks. And that's fine. Nobody's going to blow the whistle on you. Make it what you want it to be. That's what stitching should be. Right? That's why on my Boss Me board and everything I made things generic. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to love what I do. So, as I said, if you want to jump on board, we would love to have you. I will post the hashtag down below. I know hashtags are being really weird now. But anyway, and I also have a separate video for this sal. All right. Next, plans. Another sal I'm doing is I'm working on, I was watching EmilyC and she pulled out Ann Kirby 1845. Ann Kirby, I believe, was one of the samplers in history or whatever they're called. It was a club at Country Sampler. It came kitted with the threads and 40 count hog bristle. And Emily pulled it out on her video and said she wanted to do it. And I messaged her and I said, "Are you serious? If you are, I'll do it with you." And she said, "Okay, let's make it a sal." So it is the Ann Kirby 1845 sal. The official start date is April 15th. And if you'd love to join us, we would love to have you. If you have this chart and you've been itching to do it, great. The more the merrier. Now, it calls for 40 count hog bristle, and when I pulled that out and I pulled the threads out, I was not happy because I've decided to use the overdyes. Now, I also did not have a couple of the overdyes, so I substituted some color and cotton that had just come in the mail that day. So this is, again, this is on 40 count. I can't remember what it is. If I remember what it is, I will put it down below in the description box. But I know it's 40 count because I was like, okay, it said 40 count. That's what I want to do. Yeah. This might be Weeks Dye Work Parchment. I'm not sure because it's an old Weeks. I think. I don't know. But anyway, so here's the overdyes. Love it. And I got so excited I wanted to start it just to see what it would look like. Love it. So there you go. So that's that. We would love to have you on either one of those sounds, and can't wait to see if you decide to join us, and if you do, how it looks. All right. Final plans. My birthday is coming up at the end of April, and I know some people do birthday starts. I don't know if I'm going to do one. But just in case I do, because, you know, that's the way I am, I have a couple choices. Now, the first one, when I got back into stitching 3 or 4 years ago, we were at a shop in Virginia, and I saw this and fell in love with it. And because I never do anything small, you know, go big or go home, I bought it. And at that time it was like, oh, this is what it called for, this is what I have to get. So this is the Elizabeth Hancock sampler by Little House Needleworks. To tell you how old this is, it uses the term crescent colors instead of classic colorworks. I do not see a copyright date anywhere. All right, so I don't know when it switched over, but so I had it kitted. I got the threads. This had to be right after all the COVID stuff started to slow down, because I had to get Jakey Brown and it was hard to get a hold of. But there you go. And I'm doing it, I'm guessing this is the called for, because it calls for 30 count straw, and you know, at that time I was doing what I was supposed to do. And this thing is a bed sheet. And it's also Old Weeks. Yes. All right, so that might be a possibility, because I figure if I've had it for that long, I should start it, right? Right. The other possibility, I made this bag a couple years ago. Just, again, I had some scraps and I cut them. I had a jelly roll and I cut it apart and I made it. In fact, I think it was my first patchwork bag that I made. But anyway, the other possibility is his eyes on the sparrow. Yes. Big. It calls for 28 count doubloon. Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts. And I want to say again, following directions. There's a card in here. Holy crap. It is, but I used 36. I got 36 count doubloon, and I do have all the called for threads. Now this is a card that I created based on inspiration by Tiger Lily, but I have my project information here, and I have my threads on the back and any notes that I want to put. I'm getting better. But even though I'm jumped up to 36, this is still, and that's only half of it, this is still a bed sheet. You know, it's a half yard. And here are my threads. So again, it's kitted. Why don't I start it? I don't know. I just work here. Right? Right. So anyway, if I decide to do a birthday start, I will let you guys know what it is. And if anybody wants to jump on board this ship with me, I'd love to have you. All right? You know, if the more the merrier. Why not? If I'm going to go insane, let's all go insane. Because, yes, big. And sometimes I think if we work on big ones together, it helps get us through. You know what I mean? All right, so past couple videos I had some shares. 2 videos ago I showed you the Stitch in Time. This was an exclusive from a Stitch in Time in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. And when I ordered it, they sent me 2. And when I emailed them, they said, well, share one with one of your viewers. So thank you so much, A Stitch in Time. The person that I pulled has not contacted me, so I pulled it again, and the new share recipient is Susan at Susan Kennedy 901. So, Susan, please email me at disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. Remember, you need to be over 18 so that I can legally ask for your address. All right, so Susan Kennedy, there you go. The second one was graciously given to us by Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo. She does these subscription boxes, and when I ordered mine, she said, here, give one to one of your viewers. So thank you so much, Alicia. So I drew this one, and it's going to at Nancy Rickenbrode 9981. So Nancy, again, please email me at disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. You have to be over 18 so I can legally ask for your address, and I will get these out as soon as possible. I've been watching some Flosstubes. I found 2 new ones yesterday. The one is Butterfly Stitches. I believe she's from over the pond. Beautiful stitching. Wonderful. Please give her a watch. The second new one I found, it was her first video. It's Crow River Stitching. And it's, you know, she does wonderful things with yarn, and she makes clothes and things like that. So give her a watch. I've been watching Stitch the Globe. Who else did I watch? New England Stitcher, 2 Needles Pulling Thread, so many other ones. And, you know, everybody has such wonderful work to share. And, of course, they're all enablers. So, that seemed really, really fast. There's my grandson and my cat. Here they come. We've been photobombed. Okay. Yeah, she wants down. All right, so you all take care. Stitch what you love and love what you stitch. All right. Keep your stitches crossed. Thank you. Bye.